thing with Cigna. We're going to have everything with UHC. I'm seeing more and more clients are willing, I think, at the advice of their advisors, to move to third-party administrators and to use insurance carriers as necessary. So actually, let me break that up. I would say even if they stay with an insurance carrier, like even if they stay with UHC for their medical insurance, they might be looking more at carving some pieces out. So to the extent that United Healthcare would let them, maybe they would say, we don't want to use UHC for our pharmacy. We're going to move to a different pharmacy benefit manager solution, and we're going to carve that out. So carving pieces that, whereas, it used to be, I think you have the insurance carrier do everything. Now we're saying, let's reevaluate that and maybe do some best-in-class providers. Insurance carriers will only let you carve so much out. So to the extent that an employer really wants flexibility to go with best-in-class solutions, we see them moving to third-party administrators and then potentially just renting a network that they, a Cigna network or an Aetna network for claims, but then bringing in in market providers for some of these solutions. So what I'm seeing there is more interest in concierge-type services. So someone who an employee could call or would call the employee and help them navigate the healthcare system. And, what we're finding is, cost transparency tools are only good if employees use them. And it can be hard sometimes to get employees to actually, care about what the cost of an MRI is. So I am seeing employers use something that there's more carrots to call these concierge services. Like we might design the health plan so that if you call the concierge service, your deductible is waived for a procedure. If you don't, you have to pay the deductible. So coming up with ways to get the employees to call these concierges who can then help navigate them to, hey, you need an MRI, rather than going to the place at the hospital, why don't you go down the street to a standalone facility that actually has better outcomes? Or you've had this diagnosis, I'm going to refer you to this second opinion service or something like that. So I think that's something that it adds a nice personal touch because healthcare is so complicated. I would say a big, something that's talked about a lot, I think it's gaining a lot of traction, is reference-based pricing. Are you guys familiar with reference-based pricing at all?
Yeah, we did hear somebody talk about that a little bit. Would
it be helpful for me to explain what it is, or do you guys have a pretty good concept of what that is?
No, you could. I mean, it'd be fine to hear your definition or how you explain it. That'd be great. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So this is where you're going to partner with, once again, another group that, two ways to do it, but generally it impacts facility claims only. And that is where for an employee can go to any facility they want for a claim, so for a procedure. And the reason why we focus on facility claims is because there are fewer of them. The majority of claims are physician claims, but your high dollar claims are your facility claims. You go to the hospital. So hospital claims only. Employees can go to any hospital they want. There's no network, so we aren't using Cigna, we aren't using UHC. And then there's kind of two ways to skin the cat. You can either directly negotiate the price in advance, or you can pay a set amount afterwards. And the reason why it's called reference-based is because you use Medicare as a reference. And you say if Medicare would pay, $1,000 for this service, we're going to pay Medicare plus 20% or cost plus 12, because we never want the hospital to lose money. So if the cost is actually greater than what Medicare pays, we'll pay the higher amount. And the thought there being, if a hospital will accept an amount from Medicare, they should accept it from a person with insurance as well. And the reason why a hospital might accept it is we're cutting out the insurance carrier. so they're getting payment a lot